Hi, friends. Welcome back to another session of ECE Made Easy. Now, after looking in the Class A amplifiers and finding that it is having lot of energy wastage even when there is no input, so we plan to ensure that when there is no input, there should be no loss, and loss is because of the current flowing through the collector. And to make sure that collector current is zero when there is no signal, then the only option is to get the quiescent point, operating point at this position. So this ensures that under no input condition the current is zero, and hence the loss is zero. But with this we have created a problem that now only half cycle of the signal can be amplified, the other half cannot be amplified because there is no more load line available here, and hence only half cycle will be made available. But yes, there are different ways to ensure to have complete cycle amplification. One way is to use two such amplifiers, one for a positive cycle and one for negative cycle. And the simplest way of working the amplifier in two different parts of the signal, the positive and negative parts, is for positive part we can use a NPN transistor, and for negative part we can use a PNP transistor, and their working principles are quite opposite. And hence if NPN is working for positive cycle, then definitely PNP will be working for the negative cycle. So that simple arrangement as shown here can ensure that both the half cycles can be amplified, each of the two amplifiers taking care of one half cycle. So as shown here, a simple arrangement is shown here. Here we are just trying to concentrate on the concept of amplification of two cycles, positive, negative. Therefore, the other add-ons like biasing and coupling, bypass capacitors, load resistors, all such things are not shown here. Just only the conceptual diagram is shown here, and the input is applied across two bases in parallel. And when we have a positive half cycle, then the NPN transistor gets current at its base as it needed, and this drives the transistor and allows collector current to flow. And this collector current now flows through the diode, I'm sorry, through the load resistance, and hence positive voltage is created across the load. As the input is changing, this current IB changes, and hence IC also changes, and this output will be this IC times this RL, and hence it also changes accordingly, but only for the positive side. When it is negative half, then this uh, base emitter junction gets reverse biased, therefore this gets into cutoff region, and hence nothing is amplified in its negative half. Same thing had happened when positive cycle was there. This gets reverse biased, and hence this was in cutoff, and hence this was not allowing any current to flow. Done. So for positive half, this is working. We get this current to flow, and hence we have positive output. Now what happens when we have negative cycle? So when there is negative cycle, then this negative cycle will create a IB here, and because of which this will get a IC. Now this IC ensures that it will come from load from this direction, and therefore now the current direction is opposite as compared to the previous half cycle. Therefore now the voltage developed across this will be a negative one, and this negative voltage will create equivalent base current here. This base current will create an amplified collector current here. This amplified collector current, when it is flowing through this load resistance, will create this negative half of the input. So for positive halves, the upper transistor is working, so we get this. For negative halves, the lower is working, so we get this. So in all, we expect the total cycle to be conducting, and this type of arrangement where one is pushing current into the load and the other one is pulling current from the load, so such an amplifier we call a push pull amplifier. So one stage is pushing current into the load and other one is pulling current from the load, thereby creating alternating output positive negative cycles, and that's the concept of a push pull amplifier. Yeah, that's a ideal case of class B amplifier, but in reality what would happen is, till this voltage reaches cut in voltage, this IB will not start flowing, and hence we don't get complete half cycle as expected. So what we get is, till some voltage we don't get any output. After that it starts, and then when it comes below cut in, again the amplification stops, and then for the voltage it becomes, input becomes zero. So if you just look at this position, so there are two cut-ins required, one cut-in for this transistor and another cut-in for this transistor. So for this part of the input there is no output, and same way this part of input there will be no output, and from 0 to this negative cut-in of this transistor, again there won't be any output, and then there will be output. Then for two cut-in voltages there will be no output. So instead of getting output as expected like this, we are going to get output like this, and this is the problem of the practical class B amplifier. This is for ideal class B amplifier, whereas this is the practical class B amplifier. And to make sure that the output comes like this, then only option is shift the operating point to a position where the input is already having a cut-in voltage here. Therefore a Q point will be shifted little up, so that at the both base emitter junctions minimum cut-in voltage is made available, and hence without any problem both the half cycles are properly amplified. And that's the concept of class AB amplifier, and that's what is the thing we need to look at. So how do we get a class B class AB amplifier? Is just ensure that ensure that these two are already elevated by the cut-in voltage, so that can be easily taken care by adding one diode here and a diode here and connect the input. When we have a diode here, this diode will ensure that the voltage across this is maintained. So this point voltage is elevated by VBE, or the voltage across the diode. In same way, this point voltage is reduced by this voltage one level. So this will be below cut-in voltage below zero. This will be cut-in voltage above zero. So that is going to ensure that both the half cycles are properly amplified without any disturbance. So that's the concept of class AB amplifier. So just by adding two diodes, the class B amplifier can be converted into class AB amplifier. So that's it for class B, and the corrected version, that is the class AB amplifiers. So we have one more, that is the class C amplifier, to come up, that we take up in our next session. So till then, take care. See you. Bye.